All right, so something I wanted to film a quick little video on was attaching this hose clamp to the oil filter and then tying it back, I think, right to this hole. It's a known problem, or I guess a conspiracy, that the oil filters on these cars, if they're not torqued properly, can eventually back off because of the vibration. There was an instance of it spewing onto exhaust and, potentially causing a fire. So I've seen some other posts on the forums, and this is how some motorcycles do it. So I wanted to put a video together how I'm going to tie this filter back, just in case it does start to become loose while at the track. So first thing I did was get just a hose clamp and tie it back on there. I was able to get my hand, if you see, through the right side here and tighten it with the nut side up. And then what I'm going to do is tie that wire back. I have some stainless steel wire back to this hole here, just on this kind of like cross member. So then if it does start to ever wiggle loose a little bit, this will keep it and lock it in place and prevent that problem hopefully in the future. Other option I looked for was the canister filter that is on the 2017, I believe, pluses, but they're really hard to find. And then that quality of the actual oil filter that's in the canister isn't as good as these spin-on filters. So this allows you to keep the filter and then have a peace of mind while driving the car around. All right, so a couple tips and tricks that I kind of learned as I went through this. So it'd probably be easiest to tie the wire that's on the hose clamp end to the hose clamp first. So I'll do it on that extra hose clamp I have so you can see it up close. And then leave it fairly loose on the oil filter. And then come down to this hole, tie this tight, give it a good twist. And then the last step you'll do is, now you have both ends there, you can now, since this oil filter or the hose clamp on the oil filter is loose, go ahead and twist it to the right so it pulls all the slack out of here, and then you can fully tighten down that hose clamp. All right, so what you want to do when you're tying that wire to the hose clamp is just wrap it around this end and this end, and then make sure, if possible, have that wire above the other half of the hose clamp that's coming through, just so it doesn't get caught. And then once you have it, you'll be able to go grab your pliers and twist this around nice and tight.